Okay, and we're live. Hello, everyone. We're here today to talk about fundraising for NAMIWalks New York City on May 9th. And we just wanted to talk about some fundraising tips, some team building tips, and really open the floor for questions. So a little bit of housekeeping first. There is a Q&A tab over to the side. If you do have a question, please send it in as soon as possible. There is a bit of a delay, so please send it in that way. On the Q&A tab, it's either on the side or on the top of your screen. So without further ado, I'd like to introduce Sarah Sheehan to talk a little bit about fundraising for NAMIWalks NYC.
Hey everyone, welcome March Madness and spring for us. As we can see, it's spring even though it's about to snow, but I finally lost my hat for the season, which to me means it's spring. So we're here to talk March Madness fundraising and talk also about our March Madness team building and get everywhere we are with our brackets. So right now, where are we? We got our final four, which is our beginning four. We're starting small for us, but it is the beginning of bracket season. So we have our own fancy brackets. If you haven't taken a look yet, we split us up by borough as best we could. We know there's more than 4 boroughs, and hopefully nobody is offended that we could only go with 4 locations, but that's what fit our bracket schedule. So it's Manhattan and other, Bronx and the northern suburbs, and northern states above New York. We have Brooklyn and we have Queens, and right now, and Queens and what up the rest of the island. Right now it looks like we're going Brooklyn and Manhattan head to head. And we're going Bronx and Queens head to head. And Manhattan's got a slight lead on Brooklyn. So Brooklyn peeps, get all up in there and get your team going. I'll give you some tips on doing that as we go. And it looks like Bronx and the north are also in the lead, so just barely icking by. So we just need to get you guys up in gear, and this is how these brackets are working in case you're confused, because I think that might be some confusion. I get confused because I don't even know how these bracket things work, and I have this basketball stuff on in my house all the time. So we're all going head to head with each other. You can always join in on the brackets. It's never too late. After next week, we're going to go into our championship round. And the top 2 teams top 2 boroughs in fundraising and amount of members are going to go into the championship round. So we're going to head off, and it'll either be Manhattan versus Brooklyn or Brooklyn versus Staten Island, or however that works out. And even then, you can still keep joining a team, because we want everybody to keep taking place in this. And finally, we're going to end up with the teams who have the most or the borough that has the teams with the most funds and the most team members are going to go into a raffle to win a party for their entire team, a pizza party, which is going to be a really great tool that you can use to communicate with your team and get your team all excited and fundraising and on deck for NAMIWalks. So we're excited for our brackets this season. Woo! So I have I just want to talk a little bit about our tips for getting your team going. And that first tip is communicate with your team. That's the biggest thing, and that's the hardest thing. Most people don't think about it. They just sign up their teams, and you have some team members, and oh yeah, I guess we're going to meet on walk day, and you don't ever really chat again. No, you have to talk all year, or all season, and that's part of having this team party. You can do your own team party even if you're not a winner on the final March Madness draw. I do suggest doing so. But I also think that what you should be doing is talking to your team members throughout walk season, whether they're already on point or whether they're not on point. I personally send out leaderboards and team stats weekly. And I include all of my team members on every single communication that I send to my donors so that they know that I'm doing my work. They're able to steal from me if they want to and get ideas. And then also just sets a good example and a good tone. We're all in this together, and we're all fighting the advocacy fight for mental health awareness and the end of stigma. So getting those communications out to your team members and potential team members is key. So weekly, I send out an email to all of my team people, whether it's people who've joined already, whether they've not joined yet this year, or whether I think they're going to join or I want them to join. I'm sending out an email, and my email does a couple things. It says, and I can tell you what my email says. It's pretty straightforward, simple email, and it starts with, "Hey team," because I really like saying, "Hey team." Who wants to not start an email with, "Hey team"? Because how often do you get to do that? I think it's really fun. So I think of it as a fun way of sending an email, and I want to do it. I just get excited saying, "Hey team." So I start my email, "Hey team." If you didn't catch that, "Hey team" is what you're starting your email with. So then I go down, "Hey, this is what we're doing. If you haven't signed up yet, these are who I have signed up already. Let's get signed up. It's walk season. Walk is in, what are we at? 8 weeks about now?"
Yeah, just about.
Yeah, about 8 weeks away. So walk is 8 weeks away. As you get closer, you're going to mark that clock down for people, obviously, and make it relevant. 8 weeks away. Where are you at? This is where I'm at. This is where our team goal's at, and here's where we are. So I give everybody, for instance, our team goal this year is, I think it's $14,000. This is what our team goal is. I give everyone an update of what our team, where we're at, what our stats are, and I put everybody's name down and how much they've raised, and I make a little fun leaderboard. Just like with the March Madness brackets, and little competition is never doing any harm for anyone. And I do find that my team members get competitive with each other. They want to outdo each other, and they want to just be a part of something and be a NAMIWalks winner is what I call it. So everybody is a NAMIWalks winner. So I give the leaderboard, and then we give a little bit of an encouragement to our members who have not done anything yet, which is my encouragement is to let people know and call them out by name. "Hey, Fanny." Fanny's one of my team members, so I'm just going to use my real team members' names because that makes sense. "Hey, Fanny, I see you haven't raised anything yet. Did you make a donation to yourself? You didn't. Why don't you start with that? Have you sent any emails?" Fanny's going to either get back to me or Fanny's going to ignore me. But Fanny's not going to ignore me because I'm just going to keep bothering her. But I send this to the entire group. So if I'm calling somebody out, I'm calling it out to the whole group so that everybody knows. Then I have Paul. Paul's done a good job. Paul's on my team. Like, "Paul, you're leading the pack. You've raised more money than me." Not that I'm like the biggest fundraiser, but I'm just saying, "You've raised more money than me, and I'm the team captain." "Sweet, great job, Paul. Hey, do you want to let people know what you've sent out?" And then we ask to share. So we're sharing with the group what we've sent out to people, which I think is a really great way to just keep engaging with the team members, and let them know that, we're all here to help each other and we're all doing the same thing. So I keep that leaderboard up. Then the next thing that's on my message that I'm sending to everybody is my team party date. I think I've mentioned this before. I love to have a team party. I think it's a great thing to do. It's a great way to get geared up for the walk. And it's a great way to thank your donors. I use mine obviously as a donor thanking party. Everybody who makes a donation to me is invited to the party in my house that I have where I cook people dinner. Maybe you're not savvy at cooking, order some food, order some pizza, just have cocktails, just have coffee, just do a dessert party, whatever is fun and is attainable for you. It doesn't matter what it is. It's just something that's a get together, where again, you're connecting with your team. You're letting your team know that you think that you appreciate their efforts and that you're all working together, and having that team party, I think, is a way to let people know that you're working together and you guys are, and that you appreciate them. And I really think that for me, once I started doing the team party, my team started to come together and start performing a lot more than they did prior, and there was more buy-in. As opposed to, oh yeah, I'm just showing up for the walk with you and that's cool. So having that event is, I think it's really key, and it doesn't have to be huge. It doesn't have to be time consuming. It just has to be something that's thoughtful, and something that you guys want to do together. And then the other thing is I invite my donors to my event. My donors are going to either come or they're not coming, but I want to thank them for making the donation, and also gives them a kind of a timeline that's closer than the walk to get their donations into me. Because if I have my event, which is going to be, and I'm going to turn around so this looks odd right now because I have to look at my calendar. I'm having my event on April 25th. That's when I do mine. I do it 3 weeks before the walk. That's kind of my drop dead date that I'm giving donors, and it's kind of a drop dead date I'm giving my, or, not a drop dead, but it's a date, suggested date to get your donations into me, so that I can see where I am for the most part and see what I need to follow up with as I keep going. And same with my team members. You got to get on board 3 weeks in advance. Now, can you get on board a week in advance and turn it out? Sure. There's no problem with that. Do you want to show up the day of walk? Sure, that's super too. But getting in a little bit earlier, you'll get the most done. And then, I want to talk about a couple other things too that goes with that. Doing the walk itself is an advocacy effort, which obviously you're doing advocacy by doing the walk. And just showing up and coming to the walk on the day of is a huge advocacy thing. But I think that, and this is where I want people signed up earlier for me and then for everybody, is that the earlier you sign up and the more outreach you do and the more people you connect with and tell them about that you're doing the walk, and that can be done with fundraising. Fundraising is an advocacy effort, whether somebody actually donates to you or they don't donate to you. You're doing some outreach. The sooner you get your outreach in and signed up before the walk, the more people you're touching, because you're going to send more than one email. I send 6 emails, 7 emails sometimes throughout walk season. Plus I'm hitting on Facebook over and over and over again. So that everybody sees it. I'm letting people know about services that are available to them. I'm letting people know that it's okay to talk about mental health. It's okay to talk about mental illness. The stigma is not okay. And that is what you're doing for every outreach thing that you're sending. Every fundraising email, doesn't matter if somebody gives you a donation or not. Doesn't matter if you get $5, doesn't matter if you get $500. What matters is that you're touching somebody and you're doing some advocacy work. And that's being a team leader, that's huge. Then letting your team know that's a big deal. And I found for me, my team has really seen that as they've started to, over the years, become walk stars and fundraise and not just join me. They see the impact that they're having and they want to do more. And that's that's really important, and that's what this is all about. So that's just my like short opening. Do we have any questions at this point, so that I'm not chatting over and over, because I just did for 15 minutes straight?
Sorry, I was on mute. So we don't have any questions as of right now, but if anyone has any, you could please just send them in. Otherwise, I think we can wrap up. Sarah, do you have anything else you'd like to add?
Sure, I will. Well, I have a couple things. One, if you're not signed up, sign up. Get into the brackets. Possibly win your pizza party. Sign up anyway and get moving. It's March Madness. It's spring. The walk's here. Be a NAMI advocate. So get signed up is the first thing. If you're signed up and you're not quite sure what to send out, how to recruit, how to talk to your team, what kind of team activities that would be fun, give me an email. Shoot me an email. Shoot June an email. Shoot me a phone call. Let's talk. Let's talk through what ways that we can work together, ways that we can get you on track, get your team members on track. Ways to communicate to outside people about the walk. I'm happy to share emails with anyone. Any information that anyone needs. Save some dates on the table. The first week in April, we're having our team captain kickoff. So we'll want to have you attend that, and we'll be sending you out the invite. And we'll be having some more of these Google Hangouts for you with some additional topics. If there's topics that people want, feel free to email them over and we will address those. And if you want to have your own personal team Google Hangout, happy to host with you. So your team party can be a Hangout, it can be virtual, it can be on GChat, it can be a team building exercise that we work with you on, and we'd love to support you on it. Other than that, happy NAMI Walk season, happy March Madness, and good luck with everything and with winning the brackets.
Bye, everyone. If you have any questions, please email walk@naminyc.org. And thank you and have a great day.